السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. صلى الله عليه وسلم.
أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون فإذا قضيت الصلاة فانتشروا في الأرض وابتغوا من فضل الله واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كافها يا عين صاد. ذكر رحمة ربك عبده زكريا إذ نادى ربه نداء خفيا قال رب إني وهن العظم مني واستعل الرأس شيبا ولم أكن بدعائك رب.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه بإحسان إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك ولا إله غيرك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear viewers, thank you very much. Welcome once again to this important program, Exploring Religion. During my discussions of the last Friday, I discussed various issues about zakat, concerning zakat. And then, if you could recall, I promised that I was going to confirm the taxable amount for paper money in terms of money, that I was going to confirm what it's going to be, which I have done. I have just done that. Like I explained the last time, the taxable amount in paper money or in money used to be is 200 dirham, and for us to know the equivalent of 200 dirham in our local currency, we have to know what constitutes 200 dirham, or what is the equivalent of 200 dirham, or the value of 200 dirham in terms of silver. And the value of 200 dirham, or the equivalent of 200 dirham in terms of silver, is 595 gram. In other words, any time in the past that anybody got in terms of silver a quantity or an amount equivalent to 595 gram, that quantity becomes taxable, becomes due for zakat, it becomes subject to zakat. And like I said the last time, the amount to be taken is 2.5%. But also, this is you still need more explanation, because 595 gram in terms of silver, in order for us to transmit it or to transfer it or translate it, in order for us to translate it into paper money, we have to know the price of silver, in our market, the current price of silver. And I've just consulted some of the leading blacksmiths, like the office of Alhaji Sambambao, and I confirmed that the price of silver is still like it was last year, $25 per gram. Now, for you to understand the taxable amount of money in terms of paper money for you here in the Gambia is for you to multiply 225 by 595. Remember, 595, this is the benchmark. 595 is the anchor sheet. This is the equivalent of dirham, or 200 dirham, which is taxable, which is subject to zakat. 25 by 595 will give you 14,875. So if you have 14,875 in your bank account, or you save it in your house or anywhere, which has lasted with you for 1 good year, 12 months, without touching on it. Even if it increases, there's no problem. But if it reduces, then the period of zakat will, the time will shift. If it is not reduced, it has stayed with you for 1 year, or it has remained in your bank account for 1 year. Even if it increases, it is the taxable amount. And the 2.5% is what you should give. Now, even if $1 increases, the $1 is going to be calculated, and the total, whatever the total is, you give you give out 2.5%. So anything below $14,875 here in the Gambia in this time of December 2012. Anything below this amount is not subject to zakat, but anything that is up to this amount, or it goes above this amount, is subject to zakat. Like I say, provided that it has stayed in your bank account or with you for 1 year, and you take out the 2.5%. This is unlike silver. For silver, the price keeps on increasing every year. Keeps on changing every year. I can remember in 2009, the price of 1 gram of silver was $500. Today, the price of 1 gram of silver is $1,400. Almost, it has almost tripled the cost over the past few years. But it is very important also for us to note this, that in terms of silver, the taxable amount used to be 20 dinar, and 20 dinar, its quantity in terms of the silver substance of gold proper, the quantity is 85 grams. And then those days, and even up to today, anybody who possesses in gold, which is up to a quantity of 85 grams, that 85 grams becomes subject to zakat. You give the 2.5% is subject to zakat. So if you want to know the equivalent of this in monetary terms, you have to know the cost of gold per gram in the country that you live. Now, the cost of gold per gram in our country, like I said today, is $1,400 per gram. So you multiply this $2, it gives you the total amount in dollars which you should give out zakat. But of course, this is not a very, very big issue, because I know that in most cases, many people do not possess a lot of gold. The problem is with money, and there was also this wrong understanding from many that when you talk about zakat, you are talking about the substance of silver, the silver proper, not paper money. Paper money is subject to zakat. That's the medium of exchange that we use in our different communities. So it's subject to zakat, and the way you should give it is what I have explained. It must have stayed in your bank account or with you for 1 year, and you give 2.5%. And I think this will conclude our discussion on the taxable amount in terms of paper money. The other issues that we need to address also concerning zakat is the zakat of you may call it animals or cattle. And here you have 3 categories. Or you have camels, and then you have cow, you have it that way, or you also have sheep, which includes both goat and ram. Now, for camel, even though this particular species is not very much available in our country, but there are some people I understand who possess it, and it is therefore important for us to address it in this in our discussion of zakat. Unlike other animals, for camel, before getting 25 heads, zakat will not be taken out of the camel. Camel, the minimum taxable amount is 5, but if you have 5 camel, you must give zakat. You are not going to give zakat out of the 5, and it remains 4. No. Instead, you will give out a sheep, whether it is a goat or a ram. 5